Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule sets of the VGC 2018 season. So we kicked off the week this week again playing the Porygon 2 conversion team. We are probably going to play it until the end of this week and maybe look at bringing a new team onto the channel next week post the Bilbao special event. So if you've got any ideas, suggestions or anything like that, do let me know and I will start putting things together and we will play something new next week. I've already got quite a lot of really great suggestions, but do keep them coming guys, because I will try and amalgamate them all into one super team if I can. But we have our first opponent of the day, a Japanese player on 1740 rating, wearing a team of Arcanine, Tapu Fini, Whimsicott, Alolan Marowak, Pelipper and Alolan Muck. So the inclusion of Alolan Muck makes it a little bit difficult for us to bring our P2, you know, it threatens us with the knockoff and things like that. But it doesn't stop us going for it because, you know, it is good against Marowak, can do good damage against the Whimsicott, the Arcanine, Tapu Fini, so we'll lead it, I think. Bring Togedemaru for that fake out support. Or do I want Togedemaru? Yeah, Togedemaru is going to be good here, I think. Fake out support, it hits the Fini. Pelipper for good damage. Outspeeds them as well. We're going to have to contest with Tailwind here. That's one thing we'll have to be a little bit aware of. I definitely want Gigalith, I think. Just to get rid of the rain. Does good damage to Marowak. Can hit the Arcanine for good damage. Pelipper does decent damage to pretty much everything else. And I think my opponent really struggles outside of Muck to really hit the Tapu Fini for good damage, so I will bring Tapu Fini as well. And you know, if the rain is up, we can benefit from that ourselves. And at the very worst, we've got a nice switch in for any big water type attacks kind of coming out at us. So see how we get on in this first match of the day. And just to let you guys know, because I have the Bilbao special event coming up this coming weekend, I will be casting, not playing, but I still need to do preparations for the event, make sure that I'm all prepared commentary wise, just polish up on my casting and things like that to make it as best as possible for you guys watching at home. I am pre-recording these episodes this week, so they may seem a little bit out of whack in places, like a best of 3 battler I was planning to upload today, Wednesday, but it's turned out that I've uploaded it on Monday this week, just with how things worked out with Alex. So I hope it kind of makes a little bit of sense to you guys anyway. I'm going to go for the Z conversion with P2, just make sure I lock in that Z move, because I have done it before where I've clicked it in and then realised, oh, I haven't got the Z move. And what do I go for? Fake out into the Muck or fake out into the Fini? I feel like the Muck's the likely thing to switch out here to the Pelipper and let the Fini go for a water type attack, so, but definitely doesn't happen. We fake out the Fini regardless. We are going to get the Z conversion off with our P2. And we will probably take a knockoff from the Muck into our P2, I'd imagine. It is going to be super effective. But because of the defensive boost, it shouldn't be doing masses amounts of damage like it would normally be doing. Still doing a good a good chunk. Now, do we see the Marowak hit the field now? I'm going to go for a recover with P2. And could go for a Zing Zap into Fini. Or a Zing Zap into the Muck. I'll go for a Zing Zap into the Fini. Yeah, no switches from my opponent, so maybe he hasn't brought that along on Marowak. We do get the recover off, get the Zing Zap off into Fini. do really good damage. Don't proc a berry, actually get the flinch, which is pretty huge, and just another knockoff from the muck. So that Finny now is in range to be picked off. I wonder if it goes for protect or not. Just going to recover again with P2. I just want to wait until I can get something in position next to the P2. And Whimsicott coming in for the Tapu Fini. So I probably will try and go for... The thing is now we have to be a bit careful of is whether or not this Whimsicott has Encore. If it does, it can lock P2 into that recover, which will not be ideal. We do get the Zing Zap off into it, break a potential Sash there, and we just see another knockoff. But this time into the Togedemaru, can off our Focus Sash. Okay, so I'm going to go for an Ice Beam into the Whimsicott. And we're probably going to see a Tailwind come out here. I don't really want to lose Togedemaru. Let's see, what could I bring in? No, I'm gonna just go for a Zing Zap into the muck slot just to get some damage off onto it. And there's the Encore. What we kind of feared. And a Shadow Sneak into the Togedemaru. This probably will pick up the KO. But it gives us a free switch into Gigalith. Yeah. I can do nothing but recover with P2 at the moment. I'm going to go for a Stone Edge into the Whimsicott just to try and get rid of it, so when the Encore ends we don't have to deal with Encore once again. But we are going to see, looks like a Z Nature Power, which will turn it into a Twinkle Tackle. So you've got to imagine this is probably into Gigalith. We should be able to take it. We've got the Sand up, so we've got that special defensive boost on top of our already bulky Gigalith, so yeah, not doing too much damage. Recovering away with P2. Oh, and a knockoff, which does take away our berry. But we do decent enough damage to the Wimmy, I guess. Can't do anything to P2 at the minute other than recover, so I'll just protect with Gigalith. It seems a bit weird protecting in front of an Encore user, but we see it withdraw. Okay, so if our Encore ends this turn, that would be good. So get the protect off with Gigalith, go for another recover with P2. Just can't get enough of these recovers. And we've got the knockoff into the Gigalith slot this turn, so Encore does end. Excellent, excellent. So we'll just go for a Shadow Ball into the Pelipper. And I'm going to bring in Tapu Fini now. So at least later on in the game, if we need to, we've got Gigalith to bring in to get rid of this rain. Oh, I do feel like this match is kind of slipping away from us slightly. But we'll not give up just yet. So we'll bring Tapu Fini in for Gigalith. Get that misty terrain up. Pelipper just going for a protect. We'll probably see what we're going to see. A knockoff into into the Finny. Okay, so it gets rid of our Choice Scarf, but we should still be faster than both targets on the field here. I could Hydro Pump and Ice Beam into the Muck. Now an Ice Beam should put it in range of a Hydro Pump in the rain. But does the Muck just protect here and the Pelipper go for a Tailwind? That is the question. I don't think it does. So let's go for that. So there's a Pelipper withdrawing. Tapu Fini coming back in. There's the Ice Beam, no protect. So I don't know if this is put in range. Hydro Pump does hit. Soon find out. It doesn't quite pick up. Okay. Muck is just so good, isn't it? Really. Poison Jab coming out. This probably will pick up the KO here. Yeah, which it does. Okay, so we will bring Giggles back in. Get that sound up. I'm going to go for an Ice Beam into the Muck, and I'm going to protect. Do I protect or do I just go for a Rock Slide? Because you've got to think, if the Pelipper comes back in now, like we so heavily threatened that Gigalith could just go down. But I guess at the same time, I'll protect Gigalith just this turn. No switches from my opponent. Ice Beam into the Muck. I'm kind of hoping that one more Ice Beam after this will be enough to take it down. Moonblast. Okay, and a knockoff into the Gigalith. Okay, so that's alright, I guess. Finny taking chip damage from the... Now the Muck probably will go for a Shadow Sneak here. But we'll go for a Rock Slide with Gigalith this turn. There's the Ice Beam. This should be enough to take the Muck down. Moonblast. The problem is with the okay. The problem is the Whimsicott comes in now with the Pelipper, and I can't really just recover in front of the Whimsicott because it will just lock me into Encore, and that is not ideal. But if it's relying on Nature Power as its main attacking move, then how long have we got left with the terrain? That is the question. So we do see Pelipper, Whimsicott come back in. Misty Terrain actually goes away in one turn. So I wonder if we could... Oh, we can never stall out. Just gonna go for Nature Power, I reckon. We'll get the recover off. We'll probably see Pelipper just keep brining. I'll go for a recover. It's so risky though, and it's so easy for them to just lock us into Encore. So there's the Nature Power. Turn into Moonblast. Do some decent damage, I guess. But we need to try and avoid going down to a brine. But it is just Skull the Pelipper's got. If we can stall out the rain, then this might be a long one. I don't know. So the Nature Power now can't hit us. Now it probably will lock us into a recover, but as I say, we can stall out the rain. We're not worried about what Whimsicott can do to us now. There's the Encore. But I guess the Pelipper goes for a burn, I guess. And there's a Scald. Okay, so we are locked into this recover now. But pending any critical hits, we should be alright, I think. So, Wimmy actually has Moonblast as well, just to kind of cover that. So, that's interesting. And there's the burn. But like it keeps it, like I've said, like I think we kind of stall out the rain, but then how many recovers do we have left? I think all we need to do is just hope that we get out the encore. It doesn't encore us again, but it pretty much rest assured that it probably will. And I think the thing here is we just not managed everything next to us well enough in this match, and leaving P2 to kind of probably a little bit too much to do at the end of the game. I think one big problem that we have with the team is definitely Muck. Muck is definitely a big issue for us. So when we look at changing things up to improve the team, to cover better matchups, I would definitely want to look at ways around nullifying Muck and being able to hit it hard. So we see a nature power. Okay, so it doesn't actually lock us into encore, which is interesting. Probably will this next turn though. Scald. Rain should be ending soon. Rain stopped, so we can just keep recovering. I mean, we could recover, or we could go for... I think we have to recover here. I mean, like, I could go for the Ice Beam into the Wimmy, but the Scald probably will pick up the KO at this range with the burn damage from the Pelipper. Yeah, and there's the encore there from Wimmy, just locking us in. But we've not got too many recovers left, so once we burn through them, we should be able to just lock into Shadow Ball. We might be able to clutch out a win, you never know. There's a Hurricane. So 5 more recovers, guys, that's all we've got. So 4 more after this, and then I don't think they can lock us into it anymore. There's a Moonblast from Wimmy. Hurricane does hit this time. Doing decent damage, especially with the burn kind of totting up alongside it. But the problem with it, its accuracy is not the best outside of the rain, so you're kind of relying on those accuracy counters here for that. We'll go for another recover. I think 3 left now. Another Moonblast. We'll probably just see another Hurricane. Do avoid get very lucky. Very, very, very lucky. Encore ended. Now, do we go for... I feel like we do. We go for the Shadow Ball into the Whimsicott. Does he encore us? Yeah, encore. But only for 2 more turns, because then we got no recover left. And if we can keep dodging the Hurricanes, it's going to be fine. Don't dodge this one. And I think this is our last recover. No, we got 2 more. 2 more. Moonblast, Hurricane. See, here's that Moonblast. We do avoid. Okay. You know, the beauty would be, the best thing would be, is if we avoid the hurricane now. This is where we want to avoid the hurricane, so we've got as much health as we possibly can have. Moonblast. Excellent, that works out perfectly for us. So, we shouldn't be locked into it anymore. Can't lock us into it because we've got no PP left in it. We can just go for a Shadow Ball into the Wimmy. Get rid of that. Hopefully the Hurricane hit, misses, double into the Pelipper. Shadow Ball. If we get a miss with this Hurricane, that is the big thing. Oh, we do. I think we can win this now. Possibly, yeah. Now Pelipper can like protect around this to try and get more burn damage. But we haven't seen it protect so far. But we might see it protect now. Protect, yeah. It might not even have a sash. Maybe. You never know. It's going to be very close, regardless of whatever happens here. I think with the burn damage totting up, the team protects and things like that. There's a Hurricane. Does hit this time. Okay, so probably got 2 more bits of burn damage here, but the opponent can only protect at least twice, so let's see. Pelipper protecting. Right, what do we go down to here? Okay, so we've probably got, well, we've definitely got 1 more turn, so we might be alright. I think we can probably win this. It failed, and we get the Shadow Ball off, and we somehow, out of nowhere, managed to win that match. P2 being just godlike. Very good game to my opponent. We got very fortunate with the Hurricane misses at the right times when we needed them to miss. But we played to our outs. We played to exactly what we needed to do to win. But I think that Muck is becoming a bigger problem for the team, and something we probably need to look at. Maybe approaching the matchup differently, or maybe just including something else in. You know, we've probably got room on Gigalith to put Earthquake on there, but whether or not that would be enough to deal with it or not, I don't know. You kind of want something like a Garchomp sitting in front of a Muck, really. That's the best answer to it in this format, I feel. But you do have other options. Flygon's an option, I guess. Anything with Tech Rage on, like Gyarados, Salamence even. But then it feels a bit wasteful to use a, you're not getting the stab that you want on top of the Z move. So I feel like you're not getting as much money for your move, but something to think about. If you've got suggestions, that wouldn't take too much changing up with the team to deal with Alolan. I know we've got the Sock strategy in there, and that could have been something we could have brought there, and that's what I mean by approaching the matchup a bit differently. But do let me know your suggestions, guys. It would be great to hear what you think about that. But we'll just look for another opponent, hopefully find one pretty quickly, and then we can get into another good game. That one was dragged on a bit long. I don't think I've ever used every single PP for a recovery in a match before. It might be a lie, but I can't really remember. If I have, I've eradicated it from my brain. But P2 again, showing how good it is. I do really love the conversion variant. I would like to test some other variants of it as well. I think it'd be really good. Test maybe electric type as well, that would be good. And we have another Japanese opponent. So 15-17 rating, I think. And they're running a team of Arcanine, Tapu Koko, Snorlax, Mimikyu, Metagross, and Gastrodon. So, what do we do here? I feel like P2 isn't bad. Might lead Arcanine here. And I probably want Gigalith, I guess. And Gigalith's going to be really good, just because if they throw up the Trick Room, it means we've got something we can bring in to take advantage of the Trick Room. I guess I want Togedemaru just because the Tapu Koko, the Fake Out support's nice as well. Cortana could be good here as well. I mean, I could lead Tapu Fini, Cortana, Togedemaru, P2, but kind of I'll bring Cortana and Tapu Fini in the back. We'll forego Gigalith here. Don't know if this is the right decision or not, but we're running out of time. And I feel like P2 is still going to be good here regardless. If we get the conversion off, you know, we're avoiding the big hits from the Snorlax. It has to kind of rely on high horsepower if it has got it over everything else. And you would assume that it probably is the Mimilax lead here. But Mimikyu Arcanine. Which I don't mind as much, to be honest. So I think what I'll do, go for Fake Out into. I wonder whether the Arcanine just switches out and they set the Trick Room up, which makes me want to just double in. Well, once the Zing Zap, the Mimikyu, just so I can break the disguise on it more than anything, to be honest. But I guess we're probably safer just Fake Outing the Arcanine and then going for the conversion boost with P2. I just hope we don't see the Arcanine switch, which we don't, which is good. Arcanine flinches. It is a speedy Arcanine, or faster than your bulkier variants anyway. Be interesting to see if we do get the Z conversion, the Trick Room up here or not. So there's just a play rough into the P2. Now we can just double into the Mimikyu slot. I'll go for that Zing Zap and then I will go for a Shadow Ball. That should break the disguise. And Zing Zap should do a decent amount of damage. So there's the Shadow Ball. There's the disguise breaking. Zing Zap. And that should put it in range for a Shadow Ball this next turn if we don't see a Trick Room. So Arcanine going for that Flare Blitz into the Togedemaru, taking it down to its Sash. And a Shadow Claw. Okay. Really don't mind that at all. So I will just Spiky Shield here and just go for a Shadow Ball into the Mimikyu. I don't want to just let Togedemaru go down for free. We should be able to take a Flare Blitz from this range from the Arcanine. You would hope we can anyway. And the Shadow Ball should pick up the kill onto the Mimikyu. So there's a Spiky Shield from little Togedemaru. Extreme Speed. Okay. Which is fine. So it takes a bit of residual damage from the Spiky Shield. We do get the Shadow Ball off. As I say, this should pick up the KO, which it does. Excellent. We'll see what my opponent's got to bring in now. Whether it is the Snorlax or not. But maybe they decided not to bring it because it would have been, I think, an easy thing for my opponent to switch into turn 1. Go for the, it is the Snorlax. I eat my hat. So don't listen to me. Okay, so we probably know that there's an extreme speed coming out from the Arcanine, so what I'll do is just recover with P2, bring in Tapu Fini, and then assess from there, depending on what the Snorlax goes for. So we will get the Misty Terrain up. Let's see, it's an extreme speed. Doing good damage into the Tapu Fini. Extreme Speed's like a really strong priority attack. It's always surprising how much damage it does. Let me see a high horsepower. No setup though, just into the P2. I just go Muddy Water. Muddy Water's probably the better option here. That should take down. Will it take down the Arcanine? I don't know if it will. Maybe Hydro Pumping is better just to make sure than anything coming in on the switch. Although the problem here could be if we see Gastrodon come in. So I'll go for Muddy Water and I'll go for an Ice Beam into the Snorlax. No switch, so it's not likely that the Gastrodon is in the back. Muddy Water does take the Arcanine down, which is good. Ice Beam does a decent chunk, but we're going to see it start and curse up now. Okay. So, depending on what my opponent's last Pokemon is, it might be a good idea to maybe get the Kartana in. Kartana with its Sacred Sword, it will ignore any of those boosts. So I will do that right now. I'm going to switch Kartana straight in, and I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball, which should, or I could potentially just keep Fini in just one more turn. Go for a Muddy Water and go for a Shadow Ball. Just because if the Shadow Ball is not enough by itself, I just want that little bit of additional chip from Muddy Water on the Metagross to make sure that we are taking it down with the Shadow Ball. So we do get the Muddy Water off. Do more than just chip to the Metagross, get an accuracy drop on the Snorlax. Proc its little Pinch Berry there, so it gets all of that nice health back. And get the Shadow Ball into the Metagross, which will pick up the KO. Okay, so we get a bit fortunate there, but I think we only wanted a tiny bit of chip. It should have picked up the KO regardless. And Tapu Fini avoiding the return, which is super unfortunate for my opponent. But now, this next turn, I will switch in Kartana, as we were going to do the turn prior to this. And I'll just go for an Ice Beam into the Snorlax. And we should be able to close things up pretty quickly with Kartana. But my opponent just forfeits. Not even seeing the Kartana, but I think probably the accuracy drop there was the icing on the cake for them. But good game to my opponent. A bit unfortunate with that crit, but as I say, I don't think the Muddy Water crit mattered. The Shadow Ball would have picked up the KO out anyway. But interesting game, and we'll wrap things up there, guys. So, as always, do let me know your thoughts on the episode, on the games that we've played, on the team. If you've got questions or anything like that, let me know. The Pastebin and the QR code are down in the description below if you want to go and try them out. If you have tried them out, let me know how you get on with the team, because it's really great to hear how you find the team, how you played, if you've got questions about it, struggle against some things, etc, etc. It does help us all kind of put the team and build it a little bit better and, you know, iron out those creases and things like that. But it's been a lot of fun, guys, as always. We'll be back tomorrow with the stream, so that'll be over on the Twitch channel. It will be linked in the description. It'll be in the banner. There's a little Twitch icon in the channel banner with the Twitch logo there. Just click that, take you over to the Twitch site. We will be streaming from 8 PM UK time tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, so that's UK +1 at the moment, on the time zone radar, if that's what you want to call it, radar. But do come and join us. We're doing view battles tomorrow, so I've got all my cartridges and teams lined up ready to play on Thursday night. So we're just going to do anything from 2014 right up to current format, and we'll just have some fun, hang out, talk about Bilbao this coming weekend, other events that are coming up, and just generally hang out. Group of guys that normally come along are awesome, really friendly. So if you're new and you're a bit wary about coming along, just come out, hang out for a bit, maybe come and challenge myself to a battle. See if you can overthrow me, which I'm sure you will be able to. But regardless of that, we'll hang out for about an hour and a half, play some Pokemon. It'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll continue back on with VGC probably the week after that. So I look forward to seeing you all there. And then we'll be back for an episode of School of Hard Knocks on Friday. So we'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much as always. Whatever you're doing, have a great time. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, more importantly. And I will see you all later. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.